Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. Happy Saturday and happy Lionsgate portal. 808 baby. Hope that you guys are having a great weekend and all that good stuff. Hope that your work week and everything treated you well. Hope you guys have been getting some rest or doing something fun. All that good stuff to bring in the weekend slash the Lionsgate. So, with all that said, if you're new to the channel and you decide to stick around, welcome. I hope that you like what you see here, and yeah, I hope that you find a message that resonates with you during this reading and all that good stuff. Got one of my peoples here, the Phoenix Priestess. Check her out. Check her out. That is my girl right there, my home skillet. Check her out, guys. Hi, Monique. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like I said, I hope you guys are doing great. And for those of you who've already been rocking with your girl for a while, welcome back and thank you for the continued support and all that good stuff. So, and great to see you too. All right, so we're gonna dive right on in. Um, hmm, let's see. I have some pre-selected decks over here already that I felt drawn to. And what are you doing? Let's not start. You were just nice and calm. As soon as she moved, I was gonna go live, but she started going crazy. She's like, "What are you doing, mom?" All right, let's red. Just gonna ignore her. But anywho, yes. Again, if you're new to the channel and haven't done so already, hit that like button and subscribe. Help support the channel. Again, I hope that you like what you see here. If you're new, stop, stop. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right, let's get started. So this reading is about the Lionsgate portal, as you guys already know. But yeah, so we're just gonna kind of see what's going on. This is about an energy of releasing the things that no longer serve, to be able to welcome in the things that do. You know, the things, different things that you've been manifesting, and this is a very, very special opportunity to be able to do that. And we're just going to kind of see, you know, what you guys are working on, like what's the overall energy, what you're working on releasing and surrendering, along with, you know, the manifestations that you might have been working towards. Keep in mind it is a collective message, so, you know, only take the messages as they resonate and leave the rest behind. So we're going to get started. The first deck we're going to pull from is the Moonology deck. We're going to see what's going on there, and then we're just going to, you know, see what Spirit has to say. So hopefully you guys decide to stick around, see what's going on, and there's a message in here for you. But keep in mind this is a collective message. All right, Spirit, only let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show the collective what they need to see at this time for their highest good, clearest and most accurate messages, please, and thank you. Let's split the deck. We have a time for healing, balsamic moon, along with, in the reverse somewhere on the bottom here, we got conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. Ooh, and these slid out of my hand, or this, I should say, to reveal this card. What does it say? And it's Leo energy. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Very interesting. I like it. So what I am getting at is this energy of, you know, sometimes we're trying to do a little bit too much, a little bit of everything all at the same time, and we can't really do all of it. You know, we're trying to rush to this finish line, and it's like sometimes it's okay to just take our time, you know, temper ourselves a little bit to get there. It's not a, you know, it's not a race, it's not a competition. Like, person you should be competing with yourself is yourself. Or sorry, the only person you should be competing with is yourself. Sorry. Hey Willie, how are you? Is kind of what I'm getting. So to kind of just dial back a little bit, take a little bit of a chill pill. Not to say that don't go after what it is that you want, but just understand that, you know, you could take your time to get there, is what I'm getting. So this might be a time to really focus on just like your physical vessel too. Being able to get some rest. I will tell you right now, this past week, oh my God, I have been so exhausted. I don't know about you guys, but I've been exhausted. just wanting to sleep all day. And thank God I'm on break from my main job, so I've been able to do that. But my body just has been like no. So I've just been like taking little micro naps all day and stuff if I don't have anything to do or anywhere to go. Um, so maybe some of you guys been feeling kind of like that too, just kind of like. But let's see what else comes out. A couple more shuffles. What we got? You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Maybe sometimes you feel like you have to do all these things because you're focusing on, what your loved ones and family and stuff also needs at this time. We have it's time to release. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio, so maybe your emotions might even get in the way sometimes. Might get Cancer and Scorpio. A lot of emotions involved. Things are very heartfelt that might kind of get the best of you at times. But look, take time to breathe. Decimating moon. Very interesting. Alright, so let's get like 3 or so cards from here. What does the collective need to know at this time, Spirit? When it comes to the Lionsgate portal. I just keep wanting to say Leo. I mean, I know it's Leo season. But yes, the Lionsgate portal. 808. Alright, got 2 cards. Alright. So we have your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon here. Along with be bold and make the first move, cardinal moon. Very, very, very interesting. So what I'm picking up on is that we already talked about kind of taking a moment to just kind of breathe, right? Take your time. You don't have to rush. But when you finally have that rest and restoration necessary to make these next steps, go ahead, make those moves. Stand really, really firm in what it is that you believe in and what you want. Throat chakra. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces is here on the bottom of the deck. A lot of water energy. Even though we're talking about like Leo season stuff. A lot of water. A lot of emotions. Alright, let's see. Nothing is yet set in stone. Exactly. So, be, malleable at this time is what I'm also getting, right? Set your sights high, have a vision, and go towards your goals, but also be able to be adjustable. Because sometimes adjustments are needed. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. Very interesting. Alright, let's get a couple more from here. Get the ball rolling for the collective, Spirit. Whatever was supposed to come out didn't want to, so we'll see if it comes out. Alright, Spirit, let's get a couple more messages from here. They gave me exactly 2 cards, which means I'm going to be greedy and ask for one more after these because I read them together. Alright, so yep, they keep saying this, like this energy of, nothing is yet set in stone, along with you're very close to achieving your goal. Again, you can get there by being flexible and adjusting. I'll show you both cards, right? You guys can actually see it. But yes, ironically, I did the same exact reading on myself this morning. And a lot of these messages kind of came off for me too. Very similar. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node. Face your North Node. Go towards what it is that you feel guided to do. It's a part of your life's mission and plan. The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. So again, being able to readjust your plans as needed, make those adjustments so that you can be flexible, and making sure that you take a little bit of a woosah, a little bit of a break when needed to get there. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. So if you've ever questioned, are you good enough for this? You are. Sometimes I'm getting somebody who might have like imposter syndrome or something like that, and let me know if that resonates at all. But But rather than challenging, yourself in the sense of, am I good enough? Tell yourself that you are, and just make adjustments where needed. Strengthen the gift set, the gifts, and the skill set that you already possess. Enhance those things rather than beating yourself up, because that's not going to help anyone, including yourself. Um, we're getting the question. They're posing a question. It says, "What do you need to release?" Here, and what I'm getting is probably just how you view yourself, right? Feeling like maybe feel like you have to again competing with everything and everyone around you, feeling like time is of the essence. I have to do all these things. Well, sometimes it's okay to just take a step back. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, we have your hard work is paying off. New Moon and Capricorn will all come together in due time. The energy is gaining momentum is here again. Hey Bookie, hey girl, hey guys, check out my girl, She Radio. She also has her other channel, Intuitive Interactions. Check her out. That is the boo right there, the Bookie, part of the Soul Tribe. Check her out. She's amazing. And then we have Take Time to Breathe Out here again. So there's definitely something about that. I do feel drawn to pulling one more from here. Let's see what Spirit has to say. One more message from here, Spirit. Again, yes, happy 8/8 portal. How have you guys been feeling during this time? Have you guys been feeling super tired too? I've just been feeling like, I'm so tired. Like this past whole week, like just so tired. Like I haven't had any energy. Right, what we have here. It's time to take action. Moon and Aries. So again, understanding that it's not a competition, right? The only person you're competing with is yourself. Allow yourself to be able to be flexible and to take rest when needed, and then as you readjust your plans and you become more prepared, ready for what it is that you're working towards, that's when you start to see the kind of like the fruits of your labor start to come together and form. Yeah, but they definitely are putting emphasis on this, taking time to breathe out energy. Look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. And then take aim, right? Take aim and fire. Emotions are running high, supermoon. And I said something about, I was picking up a lot of emotions. I'm like, damn, a lot of emotions. Even though we're in Leo season, and this is more about like confidence, right? Within oneself to go after your goals and things like that. Finding that willpower to go after things. I'm still kind of getting like a lot of emotion involved too. Whether it's because you have to release things that you don't necessarily want to let go of, whether it's a person or some types of different relationships, friends, family, a lover, a job, your own unhealthy habits that you're real in, negative self-talk and things like that you're realizing hold you back, something like that, in order to welcome in your manifestations. All right, so we're going to do a few shuffles here. I'm gonna get a few cards from here. Keep on going, keep on trucking. I like it. Warrior spirit. Stand your ground. I like it. Yeah. Standing firm. And I just say standing firm in what you believe in. We have sneaky person. A person with a questionable moral compass. So stay away from those people. Yeah, I guess that's why they're also saying, stand your ground. Stand your ground against the sneaky people who try to come in fucking up shit. No thank you. We have reflection here. Reflection reveals who you are. Make sure that your motives are also good too, right? Stay in a place of integrity. Let's get like 3 to 4 cards from here, Spirit. Keep the ball rolling. What else does the collective need to know at this time? Person, most accurate messages, please, and thank you. I'm so tired, guys. I'm trying to like keep the momentum going, but maybe today wasn't the best day to do this. Hopefully, I say that sometimes, and then all of a sudden I get like this burst of energy while I read. But for some reason today, oh my god! Well, just like I said, in general, this past week, I'm like, what the hell? What is this? We have time. Trust in divine timing. Again, it's not a race, right? Divine timing is at play here. When things are meant to happen, they will happen. It might sometimes feel like, God damn, you know, when is it gonna take place for me? You see everything else happening for people around you and stuff like that. And you're like, God damn, I've been working hard at this and nothing's happening. That might be how you feel sometimes. Bottom of the deck, we have alignment. You can do hard things. You can go after what it is that you want. Do it with a sense of integrity, right? Confidence. Top of the deck, we have intuition. Listen to your inner voice. Where is it guiding you, right? Middle of the deck, mindset. Yeah, the way that you view things is very important. A different perspective. That's a part of the adjustments that are needed too. You can't really show the universe that you're ready for your manifestations if you don't believe in yourself. Shots fired. Okay, Spirit. Damn. That's kind of harsh. They said it, not me. Alright, so let's get like 2 or 3 more. And also I feel super nauseous all of a sudden too. I don't know where that's coming from. As soon as I started reading, I felt like that. I don't know if any of you guys could feel like that too, but very interesting. Sometimes I feel things that other people are feeling before I even go on. And then people be like, oh, I've been feeling like that. Or that's been going on with me. And I'm like, sometimes this is my energy and sometimes it's not. I was fine. I mean, I was tired already, but like now I feel like I'm more tired. All right, we have celebration here. Enjoy your victories with others. Nice. You know, understand that, you know, you should celebrate all of your accomplishments. The biggest ones, the smallest ones, doesn't matter. Take it all. Maybe that's all I needed was a burp. We'll see. Maybe that's what this is kind of like sitting there and feel good. But yeah, you know, being able to celebrate even the smallest of victories. You know, sometimes we don't take a moment to kind of look and, you know, be present and see how far we've come. We just stay thinking about, oh, I just want to, you know, I set my goals so high that, you know, and so far in advance that I'm just focused on that. I have tunnel vision, that's it. But sometimes you have to recognize that it's important to, you know, take that moment to, you know, stand still and just recognize what you've done this far and give yourself some credit. Give credit where it's due. 1818, I said that. Give yourself some credit. We have reciprocity here. Give help, receive help. Celebrate with those who want to celebrate with you and vice versa, right? Celebrate each other. Temptation, be careful with that. Alluring thoughts and actions. Make sure that, you know, again, move with integrity. Make sure that, you know, you're not being pushed and pulled in directions that, you know, are outside of your moral compass, or make sure that your moral compass is aligned to go in, you know, the direction of, again, integrity. Middle of the deck, we have plot twist, unexpected development. Interesting. I am picking up on energy. This seems very specific. This is not going to be for everyone. Be mindful of the people who you think you can celebrate with, because not everybody has your best interest at heart. Just be mindful of that as well. Watch the people who are around you when it's time to celebrate versus the times when you're down and vice versa, right? Because it's like there's times where people only show up when they see you doing good and they're like, ooh, I want a piece of the pie. Then you get the ones that are hating on you but still want a piece of the pie. And then you get the people who only are around when you're down and out because they feel like they're above you. Where did that come from? I don't know. That's for somebody. Let me know if that resonates. Just be mindful, right? The people's intentions is what I'm getting. I think that's why the word integrity kept on showing up. I'm like, damn, how many times I'm going to say that? But there was something about it, and now we're getting a little bit more insight about that too. Interesting. Okay, let's get like maybe 1 or 2 more from here, and then we're gonna keep the ball rolling. What we got? Change. Fear is not a good advisor. Yeah, it will steer you off of your path, right? It will put you in a place where you're not trying to be. So make sure that you're not fearing the changes that are necessary, right? Remember, I kept saying something about being malleable, right? Being able to adapt. That's where you'll see the joy happening, but it does take changes to get there. So we have joy here. Number 14 adds up to 5, which also represents change. So yeah, enjoy the little things, including those small victories, right? There's also like a cute little ladybugs giving like luck is on your side kind of vibes. Home. Appreciate comfort and sense of belonging. Value a place that makes you feel safe, right? Create your own safe space. A place that makes you feel happy. Have adventure here in the middle. Be open to new experiences. If you're anything like me, you know, I'm a Sagittarius. I don't act like one at all. I am very stubborn. Very stubborn. My ears started ringing when I said that. I'm like, okay, damn, I'm admitting it. But yeah, like I'm very stubborn, and I'm very like by the book with certain things, and I'm always doing things exactly the same all the time. I don't like change, and I don't like doing things on a whim. I'm not spontaneous. I like routine. Definitely different than your typical Sag. Completely different. But sometimes I wish I were more like that. But in terms of what a Sag usually is like. But you know, I am who I am. It's a career character trait that, you know, this is kind of who I am, but, you know, I do try to adapt, right? Not easy, but I do try. We have Epiphany here. Cycles repeat until the lessons are learned. Exactly. There's a reason why Spirit wanted me to pull one more card from here. Yeah, you might be really figuring out and understanding how important these changes are in order for you to, you know, be able to have a greater sense of accomplishment and happiness at this time. Bottom of the deck. Detour. Change course. You know, you can't always stay on the same path all the time. Sometimes you have to make those detours in order to go where you're trying to head. You can't expect for everything to always just, you know, stay the course. It doesn't work like that. That's why the sense of adaptability keeps coming up throughout this reading. We have information here. Pay attention to details. So taking, you know, the things that you've learned, the different lessons and things like that, and being able to apply them is what I'm picking up on. Middle of the deck we have nurture. Water your garden, yes. What would my girl say? Lati would be like, stay loyal to your soil. That definitely makes a lot of sense in this context. All right, and nurturing your body is what I'm also getting. Yeah, making sure you're drinking your water, eating right. I can work on that. Yeah, like today I didn't drink enough water. I've been trying to, but I don't know. Right, so something could be happening. Well, look at that. So we have something going on with family and work for a lot of you guys. We have family room here, along with occupation. And we did see something about home. So there could be a change with those areas of your life at this time. Ren, what are we doing? You think you're slick. Come over here. Over here. Guess I'm gonna have to read around you, Ren. Or not. Thank you, little butthead. She like laid right on the card. She's like, I ain't moving. I'm like, little girl, if you don't move your little butt. Alright. So let's get like some cards from the Kipper. The Kipper. See what they gotta say. Let's get some or messenger spirit for the collective. What do they need to know during this Lionsgate portal? Ooh. Okay. So we have child here and gift. Interesting. So the way that I'm reading that is, oh, and they come out back to back, 17 and 18. Interesting. That doesn't happen too often because they came out together. But so what I'm getting there, let's look at the accompanying cards with it. Great fortune, nice. Top on the top of the deck, imprisonment, and middle of the deck, marriage in the reverse. So for some of you, there could have been a major ending. It could have had something to do with a partnership. Maybe that's why the home life thing kind of kept showing up. But there is great fortune ready to come through. Maybe like some type of divorce settlements or something like that. Or just like a change in the wind after an ending, especially of a commitment of some sort. You might have felt stuck and confined in those circumstances and realized, okay, I have to remove myself. Some of you guys might have a child with said person. What I'm also picking up on is, if that's not necessarily the case, it could again just be an ending of some sort of commitment that you might have had, whether it was like with work or something like that. Some of you guys might be physically getting ready to move somewhere new. I am getting this energy of just something new, out with the old and with the new, something that's in its like infancy, you know, kind of like a leap of faith into the unknown, very, very innocent. Along with that gift, so something about receiving something, right? Some of you guys might even be receiving a child. That seems very specific, but there could be somebody who's having issues with fertility and they're about to finally get that. And that problem could have caused issues within a relationship or a marriage or whatever, but there could be something on the horizon there, something improving. That seems very specific. That's not going to be for everybody. That could be for someone though. Somebody might have needed to hear that. Alright, so let's get like 2 to 3 more cards from here, Spirit. There's the most accurate messages for the collective, please and thank you. Courthouse. So the courts could be involved in some type of way. So we did pick up on this was energy of home, right? Endings of some type of relationship. So there could be something involved in that for somebody. Thoughts is on the bottom of the deck. Toil and labor. Working really hard and diligently at something. And mature woman. You guys are just trying to handle this very maturely. Or it could be an older woman involved in the circumstances. Another thing I'm picking up on is like court proceedings when it comes to something about a home situation. Or work. What I'm getting with the work part is like, I did hear workers' comp. I'm not sure if somebody got injured on the job. Or maybe they're trying, or maybe they dealt with some type of stuff within the workforce where they're going after a job. Like an employer. I'm getting something about like discrimination, and I also picked up on sexual harassment. That seems again very, very specific. That's not gonna resonate with everybody, but I did pick up on that. High honor. You'll be held in high honor during these proceedings. So it looks good. If you've been thinking about it a lot, if this is your story, or that part of it at least is your story, something good could still come out of it. Let's see. Tell us more. Let's get like 2 more from here. Occupation is here again, officially on the spread. So there's, okay, so as I said before, there's a combination of a couple of things that are showing up. One of the things has to do with home life, possibly also relationship type stuff. So a marriage that went awry, that's ending. Or Just a partnership that ended, you know, if it was like, you know, cohabitating with another person, um, like leaving that behind. But there's going to be good things coming from that, new beginnings, right? Um, and a very, very specific one is something about maybe somebody who was struggling with conceiving a child might end up conceiving, getting good news about that soon. But the other thing again has to do with work. So, you know, different things going on for different people. We have imprisonment here again. Maybe you feel stuck at your job, like dead end job kind of feelings. But when you allow yourself to release and have these new starts, which means it's time to, you know, get that sense of confidence within oneself. Um, Privileged lady here on the top. You could level up to this. Yeah, after a period of despair, you know, feeling like, you know, you've been through so much. It's getting like from, you know, from grit to grace type of thing, from rags to riches, you know, coming up out of, you know, these tough times. All of a sudden, there's a lot of noise outside. What is that? What is niggas doing? Let's get one more from this deck. You said one more button, and this will be a different type of live. Missing. You're silly. Alright. Yeah. Pathway, I like that. I always like that card. It's like the path is lit, right? A lot of cards coming out in their order too. Very interesting. That doesn't happen too often. That means that there's a sense of alignment here, because we had 17 and 18 come out together. Then now we just had 34 and 35 come out back to back. You have 7 here, message. You know, follow the messages. You know, you're being told what to do. You're being guided. You're being guided, and it's one of those things where, you know, you think about it a lot. You know, it's, you're just waiting for the right signs, and they're like, we've been giving you the signs and you don't even know, you're not listening. Poverty, yeah, some of you guys might just have like a, maybe like a lack mindset. Let me know if that resonates at all. But you know, with that number 37 on there, is kind of giving this energy of um, you know, end that shit. You know, when you allow yourself to get out of that lack mindset, trust me, easier said than done. I understand, because I go through it too. But when you allow yourself to not stay there, recognize that you've earned this, you've worked hard towards your goals to get here. Like, why are you allowing yourself to, you know, confine your own self? That's why I was saying something about like that imprisonment card. I feel like you think you're stuck, but you're not actually stuck. But how many times have we talked about breathing? Breathe, baby, breathe. Take a moment to just debrief and not overthink it, right? You might be feeling very overstimulated sometimes, and then that causes you to be reeling in your head, and then you don't sleep. Trust me, I get it. You're not sleeping, you don't eat right, you know, you're just, you know, kind of going through the loops. Yeah. I said something about doing things by the book before, didn't I? Yeah, no more of that. You know, certain things, you know, patterns. Oh, look at that, the number 11 showing up twice. 29 on the bottom card and 11 on this card. Both add up to 11. So it's kind of giving like this energy of, you know, there's some karmic release here, you know, karmic debt that, you know, you've been holding on to, that it's time to let go of. You know, it's no longer your burden to carry. You know, the things of your I was gonna say your, like that family, your family. Yeah, understanding you don't have to hold on to these things anymore. You could do things differently. You could think outside the box. You know, get confident in that. You can learn from the mistakes, from the lessons, right? Retain the knowledge and do something with it. Remember, elephants, they remember everything. They don't forget anything, right? So you don't have to forget anything, but you don't have to hold on to it either, right? That's what I'm kind of getting. Yeah, because it causes you to feel conflicted. Chaos and conflict are in the middle of the deck. So That's what I'm getting with that. So let's see what Spirit has to say from this deck. Get like 3 to 4 cards from this one as well. And as these messages are coming out, if it resonates with you, let me know in the comments or with your reactions or if you're hitting the like button. Very, very insightful and important. Helps me connect with you guys and it also helps support the channel. And these are all free things that you can do to do so. So I would really appreciate it. But again, something about home life. No place like home. Creating your own safe space. Wow. Maybe when you were growing up or something, like you didn't always feel safe or something like that. But look, imagine. Imagine what could come forward if you allow yourself for, ooh, imagine things like getting my nails done. The signs are really cute. See, I got distracted. My bad. Spirit did it, not no. Yeah, Pinterest just sent me a thing saying all these pretty nail colors, and they were like teal. And I was saying to myself, I think I'm gonna do teal next. So that might be a sign to get my nails done this upcoming week. But yeah, you know, the possibilities are limitless, right? Don't put limitations on yourself when it comes to what you can accomplish and how far you can go, right? Rely on your community at this time. They could be a part of your quote unquote safe space, you know, having positive relationships with people who, you know, are part of your tribe is what I'm getting. Yep, home is where the heart is. Absolutely. Yep, a leg up. It's about an advantage. Nice. That's good. Ooh, okay, that one came out before I can even say. Yeah, see, you're in between worlds. We have in between worlds. You're in that middle ground, right? And that's why I was saying, you know, this is the time to kind of focus on the here and the now. And there is actually a card in here that says that, I believe. Yeah, in this deck there is one. So it's kind of giving right now, like, you kind of maybe straddle the fence. You go between the two worlds. Like, on one end, you're so happy with the new things that are ready to, you know, come. You're silly. You're trying to see the brighter side of the circumstances, right? But then sometimes you go back to feeling so bleak and bleh about everything, and you're having a hard time, you know, focusing on just being present, right? Hopefully that makes sense. But that sometimes is why just allowing yourself to focus on the here and now is important. Because if you're always focused on the past, you can't change that shit. What's done is done. You can't change it. The only thing you could do is, you know, learn the lessons that were meant to be learned and move forward. That's it. But then if you focus too much on the future, it causes anxiety because you're not, you know, you don't know what's to come, right? So, you know, you can't necessarily change anything. You know, you can't. You can, you know, change some of your behaviors and stuff to try to welcome things in. But even then, you know, the Most High has the final say. There you go. Trust in God. Exactly. As I said, as I, you know, say the Most High has the final say. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, my girl gets it. Yeah. Sometimes you might feel a little bit abandoned. But, you know, rest assured that, you know, everything is going to look up. You can't make it up. On the top of the deck, here and now. I told you. I felt it. I was like, I see this card and I'm like, there's this energy of focusing on the present and what do we got on the top of the deck. And I didn't even see this when I was saying that. It just happens to be there on the top. You can't make it up even if you wanted to. I felt it. Middle of the deck, chaos and conflict again, right? So, yeah, like my girl just said, keep the faith, right? Keep hope and faith alive during these times. And allow yourself again to have those celebrations of, you know, even your smallest victories. Why did I say it like that? Victories. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. All right, so let's get like 1 to 2 more cards from here, Spirit. Trying to think what I want for dinner. Salad or pasta. I don't know. Hey Cairo, how are ya? How you doing? Happy Lionsgate portal. Happy Saturday. Alright. 2 cards. 2 times. Alright, let's see. Yes. Too blessed to be stressed. Stay in a positive mindset. Mindset is such a big part of the journey, man. This is coming this is coming from somebody who I definitely struggle with it. You know, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. He said I try to sleep. Girl, sleep is rough lately. It could have something to do with the portal. It could. It could be just that energy shift, you know, as we're releasing things that no longer serves, you know, we're welcoming the manifestations. You have all that glitters. It came out along with the blessed card. So what I'm kind of getting is like, focus on the things that are the blessings of your life. Don't focus on the things that you don't necessarily know about for sure yet. Certain things will have to reveal themselves. I'm also getting that there could be people who come in. This seems very specific. That's not going to be for everyone. There could be certain people who come into your life posing as I heard poser, posing as a blessing, and they're actually nothing but trouble. So stay away from them. Steer clear. Yeah. As you're getting to your milk and honey, right? Like people want to feed off of you. People want to eat off that plate. You know, take a moment. To just breathe, as Cairo just said. They've been working on like their yoga and stuff to try to debrief, and even that's not necessarily cutting it right now. I get it. Yeah, so we got to find a way. But I think a lot of it is just the readjusting, like Allie just said, just readjusting to, you know, all these different things that are happening in our world, right, and around us, and around us, as we adjust. And as I look, there's 8 people and 8 likes. 8, baby. Yeah, just pay close attention, right? Focus on what it is that you're meant to take in. One more from here, Spirit. I got one of those little videos playing in the background. Definitely AI created, but it's very peaceful. And the girl is like in the park on a hammock with all these pretty flowers behind her. She got like her iced coffee. She's reading a book and listening to music. She looks a little bit like me when I have my fro out. She got the hoop song. But yeah, let's get one more from here, Spirit. And we're gonna look into some tarot. Ooh, adore me. I haven't gotten any lingerie from there in a long time. I don't really have a need for it anymore, but just to revamp my... Ooh, her nails were cute. Sorry, I get really distracted, guys. My bad. This is why I hate when they put the commercials on. I'm like, ooh, that's cute. Look. Time for a nap. I took 2 naps today. And both of them were kind of long. One of them was like 3 hours, and the other one was like an hour and a half. I was like, damn, somebody's tired. Like, if I didn't know any better, I would think I'm knocked up. I'm not. You have to have sex to get knocked up. I haven't been getting any. So, but yeah. Again, there could be a sense of loneliness maybe for some. But it's okay. Take the time to yourself to, you know, focus on restoration. Exchanging gifts. Maybe part of the reason why you feel so tired is because you kept on giving to something or someone, and you know the exchange just wasn't as reciprocal as it could have or should have been. Maybe you always felt like you were giving more than the next person. Let me know if that resonates. And that depleted you. Now you feel fucking tired. Makes sense to me. But the higher power Just guiding you through it, as always. Excuse me. Stretch. Hi, Ren. Hi. Come here. Not over there, silly. Over here. Even put like your little blanket over here. Come here. Here. You're so stubborn. I'm very convinced that she's a Taurus too. I think she is. I don't know her exact birthday, but I feel like she's a Taurus. So stubborn. One second. Okay, I'm trying to. Run. I'm trying to fix the thing for you. Stop it. You're basically saying, oh, it's too lumpy. Okay, there. You like it now? Okay, okay. You're fine. She's a piece of work. Stubborn. I can talk shit about Tauruses because I'm a Taurus North Node, okay? Hence me being so stuck in my ways sometimes. But anyway, back to the reading. So there's going to be this sense of learning how to cut things out that no longer serves in order to move forward. This is a transitional period for sure. So we got, and I know somebody here who's an Aquarius. We have some Aquarius energy with this Queen of Swords. And we also have more Aquarius energy with the Six of Swords here on the bottom. So, or not the bottom, but when I split the deck. So definitely given this energy of just being able to, you know, kind of discern, right? Not use your emotions so much. And we talked about those emotions like really maybe clouding judgment a little bit sometimes. When we're too emotional, it's harder to, you know, do what we need to do to make decisions, right? Because we're basing everything on, oh, but my heart. It's like, that shit ain't gonna get you nowhere. Not to say don't ever follow it. There are definitely times to follow it, but there are also times where, you know, yeah, no, those emotions nix it. All right, let's see. We're gonna do a cross of truth with these. A little bit of a modified version of it for this particular reading. Couple more shuffles. All right. Gotta put that fire under your ass, guys, to put the action behind the plans. And the choice. You have Three of Wands. Top of the deck. There you go. She's back. Same position too. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. They're like, look, there's so many things that you want to go after, right? You want to have this sense of independence and, you know, goals and aspirations, but, you know, again, you have to be able to put the, you know, pen to paper, make the plans, put that fire under your ass to, you know, actually make the take the actions. Hi, Ren, what do you want? She's like, I want to lay down with you or something. Earlier she was like doing kind of the same thing. She's like, I just want to lay down with you. Everywhere I went, going around my legs, and then when I sat down, she like laid on my lap, and then I laid down on the couch, and then she was just like, there we go, that's what I wanted, and she just like laid right in like in front of my tummy. That's her favorite place. I guess I'm warm and squishy. Hi. Hi. Overall energy, spirit from the tarot. Ooh, it's too many, but I did see the Four of Pentacles. Releasing, letting go, right? Holding on too tight. Some of you guys might be feeling a sense of loss. We have the Five of Cups. We did see like the despair card earlier. We actually saw the despair and poverty card, and those cards to me, you know, even though they're different, they sometimes feel very similar to me. Like when you go through those periods of loss, it can make you feel impoverished in different ways. It's not just like the emotional part, but sometimes it could affect you, like your monetary stuff. It could affect you physically. So it's like it kind of they kind of piggyback a little bit, if you ask me. A lot of five energy already, which we saw a lot of fives earlier too. Um, Five of Wands here. Chaos and conflict, like we were talking about before. We saw that more than once in the other deck. But there are some endings happening, which is a good thing. Ten of Swords. Um, but the thing is, it's also like, outlook, right? How do you view it? If you're looking at it from the standpoint of, I don't want to say it in an insensitive way, but like a woe is me kind of way, kind of stay in that energy for a bit. So it's time to let that go. Yeah, to welcome in what's coming towards you. Fresh new beginnings, especially things in terms of monetary things. So if money was one of the factors that was kind of, you know, fucking with you a little bit, money might look better soon. New beginnings, stable beginnings. Tell us more. What's the challenge here? Ooh, okay, damn. All right, what we got here? It went boom. All right, so the loss could be, about work. Eight of Pentacles is here. We did get occupation earlier. We saw toil and labor as well. So, you could just be working so hard somewhere and you're just like, yo, I can't do this anymore. You might feel stuck there or just not happy. If work is the thing, it's like almost feeling like every time you put effort into something, it just doesn't work out. You might feel like that a lot. But again, it's kind of, again, you might be feeling like kind of stuck with the hanged here. So you might feel stuck and confined in your circumstances. But again, limit like those limitations or limiting beliefs, that can be a big contributing factor to making you feel stuck in this kind of energy. Hey, blessings. What's up, my love? The best moderator ever. How you doing, my love? Yeah. So they lose sleep over it too. So we saw the 9 and the 10 of Swords. So you're losing sleep. You're overthinking this shit, and a lot of it does have to do with how you view it. Yeah. See, look, the devil's a liar. Yeah, don't stay there. Don't stay stuck there. All right, Spirit. What is the what is the collective at this time releasing during the Lionsgate? What are they releasing? Girl, look. Time for a nap. We're all talking about that in the comments. It's that tiredness. Feeling so bleh. Right, tell us more, Spirit. What is going on when it comes to what is being released? Side note, guys, I'm so nauseous and I don't know why. So weird. It wasn't until I got on here that I started feeling like that. So nauseous. I'm trying to like fight through it. You're releasing, that sense of defeat, right? The pain, the suffering, the agony, the betrayals. All those things are being let go of, right? Accepting things and people for who and what they are. Yep, and not letting your emotions stand in the way, because those emotions, I'm telling you, they will mess you up sometimes. Yep. But as you learn how to release that, again, what's being, welcome, new opportunities. So, yeah, money could be a factor. As we saw already, work is for some of you related to this. Not for everybody, obviously, but just read between the lines. For some of you, it's work. For some of you, I saw 54, 54 when I looked up. For some of you, it's work related. For some of you, it's a relationship. For some, it's more than one thing happening all at once, which is even more stressful. We have the Ten of Pentacles in the middle here. So, you could be just welcoming in a greater sense of overall abundance in your life, stability. All right, tell us more. What can the collective expect when it comes to their manifestations? What's coming in? What are they preparing for? Well, her live was pretty good. I caught it a little bit late because I had woke up like kind of late, but then I was able to catch it. So, all right, so what I'm getting here is with this Eight of Cups as what you're manifesting, reading this intuitively. I don't typically read it like this. Well, I read intuitively, but for some reason what stuck out to me was this part here. Moving on. You're manifesting this energy of moving on. Moving past the defeat, those harsh endings that have been holding you back. Right? You're also letting go of, your fears and anxieties, or at least learning to try to do so. If that's the things that's been holding you back and keeping you stuck, you're learning how to let that go, so you can find a sense of peace, harmony, and balance with this Temperance energy. Yeah, which also could bring in a sense of feeling, lucrativeness too. Beautiful. Tell us more about this Eight of Cups. Curious. Thank you. Yeah. There's some choices to be made here. There are certain things happening kind of, behind the scenes, partnerships and things like that, teamwork, people or situations in which you thought they were going to be like long term or permanent, you're realizing, I'm almost getting, nothing's permanent. You're free to walk away from anything at any given time. So I am getting something like that, just being mindful of how you give. But I do feel like things are going to start balancing out. Like there's going to be a greater sense of fairness. Like let's say if you're walking away from a job, you're going to be, treated fairly. And you're going to have like, fair compensation is what I'm kind of picking up on. Yeah, they also don't want you to stay, again, in here too much with that Eight of Swords. Yeah, or being all in your emotions either. Eight of Cups. All right, let's see. I'm also getting something that can be emotionally fulfilling too, though. Emotional balance. Something that's not going to make you feel, all this like anxiety. Because I feel like anxious all of a sudden. Like, aside from the nausea that I was already facing, and I feel that too. Like, palpitations. Something is making you feel very, very on edge. And they just want you to take a breather. Alright, let's see. What is the, what's going on behind the scenes? What was like the foundation? Foundation, Temperance. They're like, we got you covered. You're protected too, is what I'm getting. The archangels are protecting you, right? When you work on finding this greater sense of peace and balance in your life. And I remember I said abundance is going to just be kind of overpouring. You know what I mean? Like it's given that. And remember, abundance looks different for everybody. It's not always financial. Yeah, but the thing is, the big part of it is also like letting go. Stop holding on so tight. Because that'll keep you off balance. Yeah. Page of Swords in the middle of the deck. So I'm kind of getting, just paying close attention, right, to the things that might, what I just picked up on? Pay attention to your nervous system. That's why I feel like this. Thanks, blessings. Pay attention to your nervous system is what I just picked up on. How do you feel in certain scenarios with certain people, certain places? Does it bring peace or does it bring anxiety and chaos and all kind of shit to you? Let me know if that makes any sense for somebody. That seems very specific. It would explain why as soon as I went on, I started feeling weird. And also, y'all saw how Ren was acting. Now she's quiet, at least for now. But right when I was about to start the reading, and right when I also started feeling a little bit off, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Like in terms of like nausea and all that. And then just a little while ago, like a few minutes ago, I started feeling like palpitations. I even started feeling like a little bit like clammy. Like if you ever had like an anxiety attack or like just feel really off when you're around certain people and stuff. You just start feeling like, like your stomach starts to hurt, like all that. Pay attention to what people make you feel like. Do they, if you feel a sense of like uneasiness, I guess would be the better word. Uneasiness. That's a sign. And I think that's why Spirit is saying we are trying to protect you. You're protected though. Very interesting. So do things that help calm your nervous system. Deep breathing. I know my girl said breath work earlier. Yeah. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Sometimes we stay. Ooh, my ear. The left one hurts. I felt like a stabbing right when I was about to say this. Sometimes we hold on way too long to the different things, knowing it doesn't feel right, knowing that it fucks with our mental, knowing it fucks with our emotions, right? It just got us all discombobulated. Like, why stay in those circumstances? For what? Who are you serving? Definitely ain't serving your goddamn self. Don't do it. Oh goodness. Yeah, that's a lot of anxiety right there. Girl, car shopping, especially for your child. Oh my god. Can only imagine. Yeah, my son, he doesn't want to drive yet. I'm like, don't be like your mother, please. Don't be like me. Like his dad had a license when me and him started dating. Because back then, like, you just had to get your learner's permit and then you got your license pretty easy. But they've changed it like to all this, because I was, talking 20 something years ago. But like, now it's, at least in Connecticut, you gotta do like, you get the learner's permit first, and there's two parts of the learner's, if I remember correctly, it's like two parts of the learner's permit. And then after that, you gotta do a safety course for 8 hours. I don't know if this is everywhere, but I know it's here in Connecticut. And then you do the road test, and then you get your license after that. But so there's like, it's like, several months that goes in between before you even get. Well, you have to also do a certain amount of hours on the road. So like, it has, I think it has to like be documented or something. I forget exactly how it works, but it's something like that, especially for younger drivers. Um, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, I bring that up because I'm like, Michael, don't be like your mom. I didn't get my license until I was 33, guys. And I'm 41, or about to be 41. Yeah, I waited. I was scared. I didn't like, I still don't like driving even now. I do it because I have to. But like, it took me a long time. I had to go to exposure, to therapy. We did exposure therapy because of the fact that I was afraid of driving. I was in a car accident as an adult, but I also lost friends in high school in a car accident right before their graduation, like 2 days before their graduation. They were only, what, 17 and 18 years old. And they were with 3 other guys. They were all no older than 19. They were babies. Um, that fucked me up. And I was only, I think, 15 when it happened. So they were upperclassmen, but they were friends of mine. And oof, that was rough. So, like, I remember saying, I don't want a license. I don't want a license. And I stuck to that for a long time. And so finally, I was like, well, nigga, it's time. So I was like, it's time to go to therapy. My therapist actually was the one who pushed me to do it. She was like, you know, it's time. There was like this grant program at the place I was going to, and they would pick, like at each clinician, they were able to pick one of their clients, and there was a grant where they were able to like do things like continued education and stuff like that, something that would be helpful for them. So she picked me, and I went to driving school. I don't know why I'm sharing this. It's so weird. Maybe somebody's afraid of driving. And yeah, so between the exposure therapy and then driving school, I finally got the license. But like I said, I was 33. So I keep telling my son, don't be like your mom, because you don't even have a reason to be like that. Like, I have a reason. You don't have one. So, yeah. He didn't lose any friends or anything like that. I don't know what it is, but I guess the longer that he's not behind the wheel, I guess it's a little less anxiety on my part. But, yeah. I don't know why he doesn't want to. Like, for what? It's like, I just don't want to. I'm like, it's like I get around just fine walking. I'm like, well, Mikey, you also want to live in LA. You can't just walk around all day in LA. Come on now. So, that was weird. I don't know where that came from. Ooh, all I saw was ice cream and sushi. What did you say? Ooh, well, his loss, right? If you want to be annoying, men, right? Can't live with them, can't live without them. Yeah. Alright, let's see. What's the likely outcome? Well, would you look at that? That just makes so much sense. Like, I like that little segue. And what's on there in the number? 8. Nice. They're just letting you know it will. Sorry, my back. It will take some strength and courage to do these next steps, right? The things that need to be done. But are you capable? Absolutely. Yeah. So that going back and forth, nah. Gotta get solid on what you're gonna do. Get solid. Get grounded in those decisions. Put that fire under your ass and make the decisions. Yeah. Don't let the past be the thing that holds you back either. Moving on from the past is what I'm kind of getting. No more 1 foot. That's like this card here. Thank you, Spirit. Between worlds. It's giving like that 1 foot in, 1 foot out energy. Like you gotta be solid, baby. You can't be, doing all. I just heard solid as a rock. Yep. You gotta get confident. You gotta be able to, you know, do what it is that you're called to do with a sense of courage and strength with this King of Wands here. Any last message from the tarot? Thank you. Yes, I love this. This is beautiful. They just want you guys to be happy. That's all. And you deserve it. You deserve it. You've worked hard. They're trying, like I said, they're trying to guide you. Yeah. So the fears and anxieties, gotta let that go. Gotta let that go. Can't hold on to it anymore. You know, use your intuition, right? You have this inner knowing of where you're guided, right? Where you're meant to go at this time. Wow, with all these arcana coming out the end, by the way. Yeah. When it comes to your overall happiness, you know, you're happily ever after. And that doesn't have to always be, you know, marriage and all this bullshit. But, like, not to say marriage is bullshit, but just, like, you know, because, you know, marriage is, it could be a beautiful thing if that's what you want. But, you know, not everybody wants that right now. But I'm more so just getting this overall great, overwhelming sense of accomplishment and happiness. That's what I'm getting right now, more than anything. Because we don't really see love in this reading too much. Like, for some of you, it could be past love that you're, you know, removing yourself from. But for others, it's just, you know, y'all chilling, right? Y'all trying to just get confidence to move on away from, you know, shit that doesn't serve, especially things like work-related things or the way that you do or think. I mean, the things that you do or the way you think. Yeah, something like that. All right, so we're gonna pull from. I will say I do feel, especially because I just said something about some of you is career related, some of you is about love. For shits and giggles, let's just pull like just a few love cards, nothing too crazy. Like not a full on love reading or anything, but just, you know, see if there's anything that you guys need to know when it comes to that area. I saw reconciliation. No, thank you. Reconciliation? No. Release your ex? Yes. Retreat, rest, right? Take care of yourself. No more, you know, holding on. They might want to come back and reconcile, and you're like, nope. Thank you. Yep, see, look. Pay attention to the red flags. Love yourself first. That's for somebody. Ain't gonna be for everyone, but that's for someone. I hope it resonates. Wedding. For somebody to new love. So some of you guys, you know, this could be somebody who you're already involved with, and others it could be somebody new here might come in. Maybe you're gonna work on things, or maybe you're removing yourself from something. Different things going on for different people. Here again on the bottom, reconciliation. So for some of you, there could be somebody wanting to reconcile, but you're learning how to love yourself first. Yeah. You have make the effort here in the middle of the deck. So what I'm kind of getting is like somebody might, you know, for those of you who actually want to reconcile with somebody, that's cool. Maybe this person's willing to actually make an effort now. But for others, if you know that they're not really going to make the real effort, pay attention to the red flags and don't waste your time, is what I'm trying to get, depending on your circumstances. All right, so let's get like, let's go to 3. Nothing crazy. And if you're already with somebody and, you know, maybe even if you're going through like a little bit of a rough patch, you know, I am getting this energy of like giving me like put your money where your mouth is. Like make sure that you're showing me the effort, because if you're not really pulling your weight but I'm doing all the work, then it's not gonna work either, right? Again, something like that. Very specific for somebody, it's not for everybody. Some people might have children involved if this is your story. Whether you guys have children together, children has been a conversation piece. My ear started ringing when I said that. Some of you guys might want kids with this person, or they want kids with you. I don't know. Everybody's got different things going on. Keep an open mind is on the bottom. Passion. Be careful, the sex might be fire and you might fuck around and get knocked up. So give your relationship a chance is in the middle of the deck. So yes, some people are it's like an absolute nah, and then some people it's like, okay, you already have something with somebody, make it work. Just make sure that they're putting in the effort. It has to be mutual, right? The moment that becomes one-sided, it ain't gonna work. Yeah, passion is here again. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Cute. Real cute. And give your relationship a chance. It's here again. Interesting. This could be the one. So for some, it doesn't look bad. Yeah. Career and finance is here in the middle too. So some of you guys might be focusing a lot on your career and finance, or career and finance has been a thing that has impacted the relationship. So just, be mindful of that too. All right. Let's get one more. This is for fun. Shits and giggles. Let's see what Spirit had to say. I brought them over here for a reason, I guess. Spirit's like, bring them over just in case. I'm like, okay, I will. Yeah. Reconciliation is here again. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So there's definitely somebody from the past trying to come back and spin the block. And what finances and career is here. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So let's say if, one of the reasons why something didn't work out with the person was, financial stuff. Unfortunately, money can impact a relationship. Maybe they're trying to get their shit together and they're like, I'm making that effort and I want to come back. Express your love is here. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture on the bottom. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Very interesting. And heart-to-heart conversation. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Very interesting. I'm inclined to just get one more. This could be the one. So this doesn't look bad. I do feel like for somebody, not for all, but for someone, this could also be two different people coming towards you. There could be one person who, this person, there's something solid already there or whatever, and, you guys are on the same page with each other, you're both willing to put in the effort. You just kind of feel that it's right. But for somebody else, it could be this person, there could be another person trying to come back, coming in, basically trying to make it as if they are ready to, put in the effort and all of that. But what are their real intentions is what I'm getting. See, because look, new love is here for some. So there's two different energies going on. Getting to know each other. Keep in mind, everybody's got different, stories going on. Yeah, see, for somebody, there's already a separation. That makes a lot of sense. And the separation happened after you noticed some red flags. See, middle of the deck. And underneath that, the red flags. So yeah, again, take heed, right, with caution. You'll know if that's your story or not. All right, I do feel inclined to see a little bit about finances. Let's do Ren. What are you doing? Hey. What are you doing? No. Get from over there. Alright. So, let's get like 3 cards from here. And then we're gonna read from a few more decks. And that'll be the end of the reading. The rest of the reading is gonna go pretty quick. Okay, ooh, bottom of the deck we have Enterprise. Nice. It's time to get into business. You are ready to take the challenge and be your boss. Your experience is enough to create your enterprise. Nice. So some of you guys might be thinking about starting your own business or already have one. Magical is on the top. Your dream life. Remember, you had the imagine card, and I was like, imagine what your life could be. Yeah, time to fulfill your dreams. I like this. All right, your dream life is manifesting. I like that word, manifesting magically. You have enough resources to bring your desires into reality. Your income is increasing rapidly. Might be time to use a little bit of magic to do it too, you know. Use different tools, you know, when it comes to manifestation. You could use a lot of different things. You could use spoken, you know, words to do it, you know, with like affirmations and mantras. You can write things out. You can use fire. You can use water. Different things. You could do money offerings. You could do like honey jars and things like that. Let's see. Nature's in the middle. It's time to enjoy the nature around you. If you feel anxious about a situation in your life or your career, take a walk to clear your head and be healed. Wow, how funny is that? Because we just were talking about this energy of, you know, a lot of anxiety. So that's confirmation that you guys are being called to work on that. All right. So let's get like 3 from here, Spirit. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Feelings. How many times did I bring that up throughout this reading? I'm like, don't get too stuck in there. You may be getting too emotional at the moment, that you are losing control of your career and finances. Stand up and come back stronger. You know, following where your heart guides you sometimes is a good thing. You know, you obviously want to do things that, you know, sit, you know, well in your heart and it feels good, right? But you also want to make sure that you use your discernment, you know, your gut feeling and, you know, your intuition to make sure that you're not, you know, being all willy-nilly, right? Because that could cause conflict with itself. I'm actually getting this is more so about yourself versus anything or anyone else. That conflict, that inner conflict, right? Head over heart. Assistance. So there could be different ways to, you know, find a sense of assistance when it comes to your financial stuff, whether it's a, you know, a planner or like an advisor and stuff like that. So, you know, work with your bank, you know, to, you know, most banks have financial advisors and stuff if that's something that you're interested in learning. Getting financial counselors too, slightly different, or credit counselors, I should say. All those are different things that can be helpful if money has been kind of wonky for some, or if you have like a business idea even, right? You could talk to somebody who helps develop business plans. So I know that resonates. You know, we have faith. Keep that faith. This situation needs your full trust. There's a divine reason behind this experience. Your spirit guides are leading you in the right direction. And I said that before, and my girl said it earlier too. She said, keep the faith. I'm not sure if Ali is still here, but yeah. Check my girl out if you were to scroll up. The Phoenix Priestess. Real deal Holyfield right there, mate. As well as She Radio. If she comes back in with her other channel, it's Intuitive Interactions. She's dope. Alright, let's get 1 to 2 more cards from here, Spirit. Enterprise is here again. I'm telling you, somebody wants to develop their own shit. Somebody's probably just done with like working for other people, working for the man. You know, it's like time to do stuff for yourself and be independent. Yes. Work-life balance, very important. Balancing it all out. Goes back to this. Make sure it sits well within you, right? Attention. Yeah, make sure that you're being wise with how you spend your cash flow. Yeah, some of you guys might be getting ready to travel for work, or there could be better opportunities somewhere else for work. It could be also just kind of giving like that moving on energy too. As a matter of fact, it's kind of interesting because the card is gone now as I started shuffling, but it kind of looks a little bit like this card. Like they had like this, you know, this bag on their back, or they have like their suitcase behind them, and he in this picture he has like, you know, his little bag there that he's, you know, and his staff, leaving a whole bunch of things behind. He's like, it's time to move on. Can't do this anymore. Okay, let's get one more. Discovery. My back. I'm sorry, guys. Trying something new and exploring other options will help you learn and grow. The opportunities are just waiting for you to be discovered. Nice. So it could be certain things that you haven't really uncovered about yourself and your interests and things like that, that they're kind of saying, hey, try this, try that. You might get like those little nudges and it just feels right. It sits well with you. And you're like, don't think I really thought about doing that, but let's look into it a little bit deeper. You start doing your research and you're like, oh, okay, this seems like something I actually might like. Yeah, we have damage here. So you might have experienced some type of financial loss recently. We did kind of pick up on something like that before as well. So I did say something from grit to grace type of thing, rags to riches. Assistance is here again. So help you get up out of those situations if need be. Yeah. And getting like set your sights higher with this objective card here in the middle of the deck. Yeah, write down your goals. Makes a lot of sense to me. All right, let's see. We're gonna read from a few more decks after this. And when I say a few, it's this one and 3 other decks. And I'm not gonna make the rest of the reading too long because, yeah, I think we've talked about a lot already. Before I even shuffle, we have surrender, obsessive thinking, and we talked about, you know, being in your head too much, right? In your head and in your feelings. Wow. What's on the top of the deck? Shit. What did we just talk about? Surrender to the wisdom of your body. And I'm going to read this card. Listen to your body's messages about a person or or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. I might want to check this out from the beginning. If you are energized and happy, move forward. What? That's crazy. And so stop comparing yourself to other people. We talked about that too. What the fuck? This one actually really got me. Because remember, I had like a whole, like, not a meltdown per se, but I was feeling all these different crazy things. And I stopped the reading a little bit. And I was like, okay, this is still a part of the reading, but I'm going to stop pulling cards for a second. I'm getting the message. And that was the download. That same exact energy was the download. Wow. That's crazy as hell. Alright, so let's get let's do 2 from here. Keep it simple. We don't have to go too crazy. Yeah, I'm thinking 2, unless they tell me to pull more. Surrender to your intuition. We talked about this too. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. Go figure. Wow. I love when stuff starts coming full circle towards the end of the reading. Surrender fear. Look. That fired up energy, right? Surrender your desire to control people. You can't control people or the narrative, but you control what you do and how you search for your own happiness, your internal happiness. One more. Surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can do to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Exactly. Let let spirit work its magic for you. Wow. That's wild. Because I was just saying how, sometimes there's certain things that we can control and there's certain things that we can't. And when we try to do too much, you know, we end up kind of setting ourselves back. So, for the things that that you have control over, that's fine. Go for it. Do the damn thing. Take those actions and steps where needed. Otherwise, take a step back and just let the rest, take care of itself, right? And the rest meaning, you know, spirit, God, whatever you believe in, the universe, your ancestors, so on and so forth. They take care of the rest for you. You don't have to do it all alone. You know. Yes, we definitely should listen to our intuition more. Yeah, and I think intuitively we also probably know, and our spirit is also telling us where the drama is and how to let go of that shit too. They don't sit well with your spirit. Yep, surrender your need to always be right. For what? Who does that really, like, I think I always get that satisfaction of knowing we're right. It's just human nature. But some people are just so, like, even if you could tell them that the sky is blue and they're going to sit there and say, no, it's green. And it's like, nigga, are you colorblind or what? Because it's definitely blue. And they're going to be like, no, it's green. And it's like, you could give them scientific evidence of something and they will still say that you're wrong. Chuck it up to a loss. It is what it is. Don't let nobody steal your joy. you know. Yeah, let's see. I am getting drawn to one more thing here. Thank you. Or two. What we got? Wow. Yeah. So we have surrender fear. That's pretty self-explanatory. We tell ourselves different narratives in our own heads, and then we keep ourselves stuck by staying in that energy. And we don't do anything, right? We become like paralyzed. We have surrender to silence here. In a quiet meditation, wow, we talked about meditation earlier, didn't we? In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness. I said, just be still. I did say that. Those were my exact words. Enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. Maybe that's a good way to silence and calm the waters of your mind a little bit, right? Those thoughts that go through there where you're like, I know damn well this isn't helping me. Let me take a moment of peace and silence to be by myself, deal with these thoughts and let them go. Understand where they're coming from. Journal, do something, Yeah, surrender denial. It's kind of about acceptance. Yeah, sometimes you need time apart, and that's okay. Especially like in a marriage or if you live together, like, take your time to be apart, to, be in your feelings and release them. Try not to go to bed angry. Easier said than done, I know. But yeah. And then revisit the topic at a time where you're both calm. If it's something that still needs to be talked about. But yeah. Definitely don't, yeah, and I said something like this earlier. I said something, let's read the card. Accept people and situations exactly as they are. I literally said something almost verbatim to that. Without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decision. Very interesting. Wow. Surrender resentment. That's a big one. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Exactly. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. Yeah. You can't hold on to that stuff. Easier said than done, trust, I know. But We also happen to have surrender unhealthy relationships. If you know you just can never win with certain people, sometimes that might even mean that, there's something about that relationship that just isn't conducive to ever finding a middle ground. You'll know if that's your situation, or you've already gone through this. I'm getting more past energy for somebody. You already went through this, possibly. I mean, for some it could be current, but I'm getting more like this might be like past energy for someone. Like you kind of already did this, or this is like really like coming in like real soon for somebody. But it says, let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. And we talked about, that energy of replacing, you know, that old negative stagnant ass energy, letting that shit go to welcome in the new, right? Whether it's new friends. I know Ali just about said no new friends, but it's one of those things like I say that sometimes too, but if I were to if I really stuck to that, then I wouldn't have met some of the people who I know now. So I can't say no new friends per se, but how about be selective about our new friends? How about that part? Only welcome people into your life who feel like they bring something of value to it, right? And vice versa. That's how we build community. All right, we're gonna start pulling from another deck, 2 cards or so from here. Visionary, that's about your putting action behind your ideas, right? I said that earlier. And I literally said these exact words. So it says restlessness. Find a way to calm the waters of your mind. I used those words verbatim. I'm done. You went through your daughter to try to get dinner. I'm done. That is funny. I would have gave him like boiled hot dogs, but that's because I'm petty. I'm trying not to be that person anymore. Boiled hot dogs. Just regular white sliced bread, not even a bun. Struggle meal. Ketchup sandwich. No, I'm just joking. I'm an asshole. Alright, so let's get like 2 to 3 cards from here, Spirit, and then we have 2 more decks to read from, and that'll be the end of the reading. Like I said, these last messages are going to be pretty quick. They'll be done in a few minutes. Woo! Energy healer, huh? In the reverse, though, it says your natural ability to heal yourself and others is needed now. So you guys are naturally healers. However, I am getting this energy that like you've been feeling so fucking depleted that even doing that has been a struggle. So, oh girl, you ain't interrupting nothing. We have spiritual growth here. You are currently experiencing a lesson required for your spiritual evolution. Love that. But the thing is, again, you have to be ready for this. Are you ready for this? And we talked about that earlier, right? That's the energy that kind of kept showing up. You have to be able to restore your energy, right? To be able to accept what's coming in. You can't really accept what's coming in if you are holding on to old shit, which is depleting your energy, not allowing to heal. It's like you can't stay there. You can't stay stuck there. So you have to let it go. It's a part of the journey. It's a part of the growth. It's a part of the process. So, yeah. It's a part of the process. Wow. The journey. You are learning that every challenge you face has a hidden gift inside. Exactly. Wow. We're coming full circle at the end of this reading. Wow. I can dig this. I like this a lot. Okay, we got 2 cards together. Core values. Follow your heart. We talked about, following your heart. But gotta make sure that it's in alignment, right? Make sure that heart chakra is aligned, because if it's overactive or underactive, then it's going to make it harder to, do this. But it says follow your heart and make your values a priority. Very, very important. Along with creative projects. It is time to get things done. Make your creative projects a priority now. So, two cards that just talk about priorities. So the things that, you hold near and dear to your heart, right? That, are valued to you. And new things that you want to work on. They align. These things are together for a reason. And I was just saying a little while ago, like, you guys might really be feeling like, damn, I really want to do something that, allows me to be independent. I have these ideas, these creative ideas that I want to put down on paper, or I want to go towards, but sometimes your confidence might get to you. Do it. Look. Fear. Wow. Surrender fear. Shit. Your fears are keeping you from moving forward into the life that you deserve. That's why, when our feelings are all jumbled up, when our feelings are too jumbled up, it makes it hard to make things fall into balance. Wow. So sometimes we have to set boundaries, right? With other people, even within ourselves, right? When we start feeling something is off, we're like, nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. All done. Like, you're not, no negative feelings over here. We're not about to start getting into that bullshit. Negative thoughts, you could go away to. Like, no. Lack of confidence, bye-bye. Doing it different now. Part of that self-love too. You are learning that your capacity to love others is directly related to your ability to love yourself. So we saw a card that said, love yourself first earlier. Yes. Let's get 1 to 2 more cards from here, Spirit. We are approaching the end of the reading. 2 cards. Time to lighten up. You may be taking life too seriously. Yeah, take a chill pill, bro. Take a chill pill. Along with surrender. Yeah, let go a little bit. Release and surrender all control and let nature take its course. I mean, we just got a card very similar to that, right? In the case that we saw, it was more like letting the divine take over. Yeah, surrendering to spirit was the card that came out before. So it's kind of like very similar energy. Just came all together. Universal bank. Everything you need to thrive is already here. It's already within you. On top of all of that, you have all those answers. Yep, the visionary is here again. And increase. You have successfully manifested something near and dear to your heart. You can't make it up. This is what's happening. It's happening either right now, or it's going to happen very, very, very soon. I love that. And with the law of assumption, we could say it already happened. I assume that this has taken place already. All these cards came out with Intuit. Alright, so we have Shooting Star. You are a shooting star. You are about to step into your fullest potential. And it came out with synchronicities. Allow the magic to unfold as synchronistic events lead you in a new direction. Wow. We talked about stuff like that too, right? When the path just feels like it feels right, you go in that direction. It will just make sense. Yeah. Universal Bank is here again. Healing with nature. Your soul yearns to be outside in nature around the healing waters, flowers, and trees. So we got a lot of cards that talked about that. But I think like 3 cards now that talked about that. definitely time to get outside and do some healing, do some grounding. Approval is here. Choose to approve yourself, and others will too. If you're always seeking, outside validation, you're always gonna feel stuck because you're always worried about everybody else's opinions. Trust me, I know what that feels like because I do that shit sometimes. But yeah, no, can't worry about everybody else's opinions all the goddamn time. What they eat don't make you shit, and vice versa. So let's not worry about that. All right, so we're gonna pull from 2 more decks, and that'll be the end of the reading. I do hope that these messages have resonated and that they have been helpful. We're gonna pull from the Divine Masters next. We're just gonna get probably like 2 cards, maybe 3. We'll see what Spirit guides us to do. All right, so split the deck. We have Kalima here. Divine Severance. Cut the cords to dramas, fears, and limitations. I mean, come on. Did we not mention all those words at one point or another throughout this reading? We talked about drama, we talked about fear, and we talked about limitations. Literally all those words came up. All of them. That's wild. We also have Mary Magdalene here. Sacred Vessel. You are the answer. Remember the card that said, the Universal Bank card? It said all the answers are already within you. Everything you need is already within you. You are the answer. Be guided to your purpose. As you allow for yourself to cut off all that shit, you allow for your purpose to really come in and shine through. Wow, that's pretty dope. Yeah, I hear you, blessings. I hear you, bro. I know you have so much going on. And somehow you manage to always be supportive of the channel. For all the girls, right? For all the girlies. I don't know how you do it, girl. But we are super grateful and thankful for you. Alright, so let's get, I'm picking up on 2, but again, Spirit might say 3. Gifted one. It says, Paul the Venetian, gifted one, revealing hidden talents, opportunities to shine. Yeah, it kind of goes back to this, right? You're a shooting star who's about to step into their fullest potential. Now, sometimes you guys might not even realize that you're as gifted and talented as you are. So it's time to recognize your awesomeness. Get that confidence, baby. Shiva is here, more karmic release stuff. It says karma release. The end of a cycle, debts are paid. I just said something about paying off different debts and stuff like that. Your karmic debt being paid off. I said that in the beginning of the reading. Choose your destiny. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't really know where it was coming from, but I did. Oh yeah, it was the buy the book card that came out, and it made me for some reason pick up on that energy. And now here we go towards the end. You know, wow. Isis is here, reclaiming magic. Call back your power and what is rightfully yours. Yeah, call back your power. Call that shit back, because not everybody is capable or worthy of holding on to that shit. Yeah. Are you talking about the temperature? Oh my god, that's disgusting. Oh no. 108 to 110 in Cali? Oh no. I be complaining about the 80s and or 90s here. I don't even think we had any temperatures that were 100 this year yet. Knock on wood. In Connecticut. This summer hasn't been that bad, to be honest. Like last summer, I had to always have my air conditioner on full blast. Like right now, I have it on low, and I'm comfortable most of the time. But yeah, it hasn't been that bad, honestly. It's the humidity more than anything. The actual heat is not really that bad. It's the fucking the humidity that I'd be like, oh hell no. As soon as I walk outside, sticky and gross. I'm like, no thanks. No thanks. We have Horus here, manifestation vortex. Belief makes manifest. Thoughts attract and create. You are your thoughts. If you are always telling yourself all these bad negative things, that's what's going to be attracted to you. That's what you're going to keep on bringing towards you. But if you shift your mindset to more positive thoughts, which we talked about earlier, it really does allow for you to manifest something much greater. So keep that in mind when you're having your times of negative self-talk or a lack mindset. Trust me, I know what that feels like. Yeah, that's terrible. Oh God, poor thing. Mikey did tell me that that type of heat is way different than Connecticut. It's like it's just different. Like it don't always get to even be in like 100 here, but the humidity again, like as soon as you step out, it's just like sticky and gross. But like dry heat, and then it's higher heat. I'm wondering what's worse, or if they're, if it kind of balances itself out, like higher heat but dry, and then like lower heat but then humidity. Maybe they balance. I don't know, but no, thank you either way. I hate summer. Um, I don't like winter either. I am a spring and fall person, especially fall. I love fall. I wish it could be fall all year round. We have Commander Ashtar on the bottom, leader activation. Time to evolve, yes. Time to trust in your ability to, trust in your ability to guide others. I don't know why I added so many extra words. Wasn't necessary. Um, but yes, you guys are, you are mentally leaders, and we did see the two cards that kind of represented that. The King of Wands was one of them. Actually, I think it did actually come on the spread. No, but it did show up though. And the Emperor also showed up too. So what we got here? Don't know how to say that. Dual, cool. It says divine mission, enlightened action, make choices from the heart. Interesting, because we keep on talking about the heart. As long as your heart chakra is balanced, I think it's fine. But just make sure that, you're cautious about that. Just want to make sure all of it's lined up. If you're overthinking, you're not aligned. If you're too anxious, you're not aligned either, right? If you're too emotional, you're not aligned. So figure out where those different, things come from, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, and then kind of go from there. Definitely giving like getting shadow work, but I'm actually also getting more like energy work. So like maybe balancing your chakras could be important. Our girl, she does Reiki healing, distant Reiki healing. So if you were interested in that, check out my girl, Aya Inspired Tarot. She is amazing. Miss her because she was here the other day. I miss her. She's been so busy, so but I love when I happen to get to chat with her and stuff like that. That's my girl right there. That's one of the sisters. But yeah, she does that. So reach out to her. She's really good. Oh really? Oh God. Is that from Kansas City? Yeah, it's different, right? You have Buddha here. Heightened awareness in the middle. Very peaceful energy. I like that. Make peace with your thoughts and your world. Wow, look at that. Wow. Alright, so let's get one more thing here. Mary Magdalene is here again, officially on the spread. Sacred vessel, you are the answer. Be guided to your purpose. Nice. Maybe that's one of the things you've been trying to manifest for somebody. Understanding and honoring what your life's purpose is. Oh, she's always trying to make her present. She's something else, this girl. That's all she does. I'm like, for you to be so damn well, she's not really to herself. she's a combination. Sometimes she's like really to herself, and other times she's like all up like, "Hi, I'm so cute. You don't see me. I want you to pet me, my servants." She's something else though. That's my daughter. Let's see what we got. From the bottom we have Kuan Yin. It says enlightened action. Choose compassion. Move forward with grace. Nice. It's kind of given like, you know, also like coming up out of the mud, you know? Like the lotus, if you know, my logo is actually a lotus. But yeah, that lotus right there, it represents enlightenment. And it represents coming out of the mud. You know what I mean? You've been in like that dark place for a long time, and you're coming out of there. This is a time for you to be able to work on that greater sense of enlightenment and give yourself some grace while you do it. Aw, thank you. Love you, girl. We have Thoth here, divine magic. The teacher awakens. The student becomes the master. You learned a lot throughout the journey. Now you might be able to help others. Hi. Hey, baby. Hi. Hi, mama. Hi. 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 You're like, you've been on there long enough, been on there for almost 2 hours. I want attention now. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Hi, baby. Okay, okay. She's like this on her back. Okay, mama. I'm almost done. She's like legit like a baby. Metatron and Sandalphon? Sandalphon? Sacred connection, synchronicity. We talked about synchronicities earlier. Divine connection, understanding lessons. Yeah, it's all it's all connected, right? Right, mommy? What do you think? It's all connected. Yeah, all the things that we go through align with what's coming next, right? Come here. You want to say hi? Yes. She's purring so hard. Hi, mommy. Want to say hi? Yeah. My baby. Hi. Want to say hi? Okay, mommy, let me finish this reading. I'm almost done. So I'll pull from one more deck. Alright. Alright, so we have listen to your intuition here when I split the deck. Oh, I got kicked out. Ren, okay, shh. Ren. And we have yes here. So you're being guided to do something, and intuitively you feel like it's right. So if it feels right, go for it. Improving your health is also important right now. Is that how powerful you are when you want something to end? You were able to. Was that you that was able to kick me out of my own reading? Yeah. She said, "Ooh, success. I like that." All right. So let's get like 2 to 3 cards out of here for some closing messages. Okay, Ren, Mama, I hear you, Mommy. I hear you. Are you trying to make space and I put all the boxes right there? I'm sorry, Mommy. This is where I usually put them. Okay. You got space now. I moved them over. That's better? Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted. She is, I swear, she's a piece of work. Yeah, that's exactly what she's basically saying. Okay, I hear you. What are we gonna watch? We finished Power or Raising Canaan. Do you guys watch that? Yo, that was one of the best series finales that I've ever witnessed. Like, it ended just perfectly. Like, it was just perfectly aligned with what's coming next. It closed out everything where you know exactly how everything went down. understanding the characters on, you know, the Power OG series, like, so cool. So now I'm even more excited for when Origins comes out and we get to really know about Ghost and Tommy. Oh man, those are my niggas. No, let me stop. All right, we have compromise here, balance, right? Looks very similar to this card, doesn't it? A little bit different, but kind of the same. And this one they're holding more like a scale, but this one is like they both have wings and stuff too. And then this one's like more like a cup that they, you know, they fill back and forth, but still giving me like that energy of balance, right? Very interesting. Ask for help from others. We talked about community earlier. So, you know, those in your community, right? Your friends, your loved ones who you know you can trust, who can help you on your path. Friend, Kamate mama. You're okay. You're okay. I love I love you too. You're okay. Alright. The situation will improve. Yeah. I'm also getting don't compromise yourself. That seems important for somebody. You know, it's okay to come, you know, to balance with another person and whatnot, but the moment that it starts to become imbalanced or you start to compromise yourself and what you need, nah, no thank you. That's when you know you gotta skedaddle up out of there. Excuse me. Confirmation. Let's see. Alright, let's get some last messages for the collective before the end of the reading. Alright. Peaceful resolution is officially on the spread. Nice, nice. I like that. Ooh, romance for somebody. So remember earlier I was saying some of you guys, you know, depending on your circumstances, everybody's got different things going on. There were two different narratives. There were some people who they have already ended something. Person might be trying to come back to reconcile, acting like they, you know, got their shit together and all that, and they're gonna make the effort, but they don't necessarily have the best intentions. And I heard the word poser. But the other scenario that I was picking up on is you might have been having a little bit of a rough patch with somebody, but that rough patch is going to kind of, you know, get better. So with peaceful resolution and then romance, that's kind of good for somebody. I like that. You're ready. Other people could be saying that, you know, if you're not dealing with anybody currently, you know, new love will be coming in soon, possibly, and you are ready for when it does. Yeah, and it will be something that's going to bring a sense of peace and balance and harmony, right, with this compromise card here again. All right, let's get like two more from here, and I think that'll be the end of the reading. I don't know why I almost feel like I don't want to end this reading. It's so weird. I've been on here for well, no, it's 2 hours now, but for some reason I feel drawn to read more. Don't know why. I mean, it's still not that late, 11 o'clock. If I were to go on, I don't know what I would go on about. Like back on, I mean. Like this will be it and then go back on. Okay, so something could be happening soon. It says, if you believe. And, you know, it's kind of giving me like the, you know, I'm hearing like, look at the stars, look how they shine for you. Coldplay. And everything you do. It's like, they're trying to like guide you along the way. Like those stars there, help you on your path, lighting up paths for you. But you have to believe that they can help you. When I say they, I mean like your spirit guides, the Most High, God, the universe, your ancestors, your archangels, whatever you believe in. Your spiritual team. But something might be happening within the next few weeks for somebody. Don't know what it is, but you know, we've seen a lot of different things. For somebody, it could be like a new job offer or something. Somebody might be moving. Something could be happening with the courts. The courts, as we talked about earlier, like a settlement or something like that, and getting some money coming in. So don't lose faith. You know, it's gonna be something that you've been dealing with for a while, but something is about to come of that. Ask your angels. So I'm getting like pray, right? Um, talk to, you know, what you believe in. Yeah, trust the process. Trust the process and trust that they can help you. They will guide you. Don't lose faith. And it's a big fat yes, whatever it is. Nice. With the exclamation point, mind you. We saw yes earlier, but it was with just yes. It's a big fat yes, whatever this is. So they don't want you to lose hope or faith. Nice. Let's get one more card and then that'll be this reading. Ask for help from others is here again. Yep. So it goes back to what we were talking about a moment ago with the whole like being able to recognize when it's okay to ask for help, right? Whether it's your friends, you know, your family, those that are trusted individuals, your spirit team, like I said before, and your guides, all of that. But you are ready. You know, maybe you just need a little bit of a boost, a little confidence, right? Which is a big part of what this is about right now, right? This Lion's Gate portal. It's about restoring your confidence. Ask your angels. Sprint. Yeah. Don't rush the process, right? You'll know exactly, you know, when the time is right. And when the time is right, you'll be ready for it. You'll be ready for the opportunities when they present themselves. She's very talkative right now, Allie. Very, very talkative. How you look at me like that? Hi. Hi. I think she wants me to get off of here. She's like, bitch, you've been on there for over 2 hours. Now it's my time. One more. Hi. What? You really trying to get my attention? Yes, Mama, I'm listening. What? What is it? What? What? What do you need? What do you want? Helpful people. Mom, I'm done. Mummy. What? Hi. What, you Stewie? You Stewie? Yep, we have trust here again. Yep, trust in the process, right? Again, sometimes, you know, we have to understand when the time is right and when the time just isn't quite there. And we just have to be able to recognize and discern the difference. And that's where having trust in the most divine comes in, because it allows for us to be able to use our discernment, right? And be guided along the way so that we know what's happening. We're in the know, feel guided. We're not feeling stuck. That's what I'm getting. But success will find you. That's what I'm getting. So with all that said, lovies, all right, let me tend to my daughter. She's now that you know that I'm done with the reading, now you want to be quiet. She is a piece of work. I'm telling you. Now she's just chilling on her little blanket that I put down for her over here next to me. She's just like this little bitch. Yeah, I should ask her, where is the deck, Ren? Did y'all hear that? She said, I like that. Like a little child when they're in trouble. Like, what? What do you mean? It wasn't me. You little motherfucker. I'll actually talk to her like that. I'm actually really, really nice to her. I call her baby all the time. I call her baby all the time. Right, baby? Or mama. Yeah, that's why you should call you. Mama. Rennie Ren, that's your other nickname. I only really say Ren when you're in trouble. It's like my students. I don't usually call them by their names. It's usually like Bud, Sweetie, Honey. I even call them Babe sometimes. All right. All right, babe, let's go inside. We're gonna go from the playground. Okay, let's look both ways before we cross. Okay, looks like we're safe to cross. Um, yeah, I usually call them like by some type of like little pet names or something until they're in trouble. But anywho, all right, guys, I'm gonna call it an end. I love you guys. You guys are the best. And I appreciate you guys for sticking around for, a little over 2 hours. Even if you like had to leave, because I mean it's harder to stick around for a whole 2 hours. But when you guys come back, it lets me know that there's a message there that you guys care to, get. And it just shows also your support. So I greatly appreciate you guys. um, but yeah, with all that said, I love y'all. Have a great rest of your evening. And until next time, I love you. You guys get some rest, because I know a lot of us are saying that we're tired, right? Get some rest. And of course, that's what we're here for. We vent, right? That's what we do. It's a part of the soul tribe, baby. But yes, I love y'all. Until next. Ooh, that soda looks so good. I've been craving soda, but I don't really drink soda like that anymore. I've been wanting a soda. It was the Haritos. It should look good. It was like it was different flavors, but the one that stuck out was the fruit punch one. I like the fruit punch one. That one looks so good. I could go across the street to get one, but no, no soda, no soda. You got your seltzer water. It's got bubbles. It's fine. It's soda. It's soda. It's soda. All right, lovies. Happy Lionsgate. Bye. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see how I feel after work. If not, probably Monday. All right, take care, lovies.